Now, while she was taking these medications, the various pills, were you always with her, watching and monitoring exactly what she took?
Not always, no.
Sometimes you'd see it, sometimes you wouldn't?
Yeah.
Directing your attention to February 6th, 2023, did you go to the district attorney's office and, or have your attorney go there and provide a bag of prescription medication that had belonged to Lindsay?
Yeah. I think the police took a bag of prescription medications that night, the night my kids passed away. Mm-hmm. And then there was a bag that I had in my truck that I was supposed to...
Right away, notice what the prosecution is building here. They're not just collecting pill bottles. They're trying to establish a timeline and chain of custody. Where these medications were kept, who had access to them, and when they were turned over could all become critical pieces of the puzzle. Do you think this testimony strengthens the prosecution's case? Or is it simply filling in background details?
Nurse practitioner Charlotta said you can bring them to like a police station, they get rid of them for you. But I never got around to it.
And where had you stored those in your truck?
In the center console. It's like underneath the center console that opens.
You have one of those center consoles that open up, but then there's another larger compartment below it?
Yeah.
So was it your plan to bring these to a location where they could be properly disposed?
Yeah, I didn't want to just throw them in the trash, so.
And these were all medications that had been prescribed in the past to Lindsay, but she was no longer taking, correct?
Right.
Your Honor, I don't think I have any objection to any of their exhibits, so
Okay.
she doesn't have to keep showing it to me. That's
All right.
fine.
So I'll assume if you do have an objection, just
Sure.
rise, let me know. Okay, thank you.
So for the record, a bag here with 9 pill bottles as Exhibit 2, please.
Thank you.
And so looking in Exhibit 2, we have the Zoloft that was prescribed by Dr. Tufts and filled on September 15th, 2022. And I think I asked you earlier, you weren't aware that only 7 pills were taken out of this, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then there's another prescription in here for Ativan that was filled on October 26, 2022. Were you aware that only 6 pills were taken out of that bottle?
Can you say the date again?
October 26, 2022.
And how many did it start with?
Let's see. Hmm. 30 pills.
Okay. I mean, I don't have those exact numbers on how many she took, but there were adjustments made on the dosage of the Ativan. Mm-hmm. So that aligns with
But the question was, were you aware that only 6 pills were taken out of this prescription?
This is where cross-examination gets interesting. The attorney keeps returning to one simple theme. Despite multiple prescriptions, very few pills appear to have been taken. That's a deliberate strategy. Repeat the point often enough, and it starts to shape how the jury interprets the evidence. But is prescription history alone enough to prove anything? Let us know your thoughts below.
No, but I think the context is important.
Okay. Were you aware that there was a prescription for buspirone or Buspar filled on October 26, 2022, in which only 2 pills were taken out of the 30 that were prescribed?
I found out about the Buspar later, and I didn't know about the number of pills taken.
And then were you aware that there was a prescription for hydroxyzine, prescription filled on October 26, 2022, for 30 pills, and that only 3 pills were taken out of this bottle?
Which
Hydroxyzine?
Yeah, what is that?
I believe it's in some type of, similar to an antihistamine, like Benadryl or something like that.
Oh, okay. I don't really recall much about that drug.
Okay. And were you aware in this bag there was another prescription for Buspar that was filled on November 9th, 2022, 30 pills prescribed, and no pills were taken out of this bottle? Were you aware of that?
I wasn't keeping track of the number of pills taken out of each bottle,
Okay.
so.
And then just ask you about one more, the trazodone, prescribed on November 16th, 2022, by a doctor from South Shore Hospital, 30 pills. Were you aware that only 7.5 pills were taken out of this prescription?
No.
So there were a lot of pills prescribed, but not a lot of pills taken, correct?
Is that comprehensive of all the pills that were prescribed?
These are the pills that you brought into the police station. So out of these,
Out of those, yeah, it's possible that not a lot were taken.
do you recall what was the most amount of pills prescribed? I guess I could ask this better. What was the maximum number of medications she was on at any one time?
I want to say 3 or 4.
Okay. Would it surprise you to know that she, at any given time, the most she was prescribed was 3, but most of the time it was 2 medications that she was prescribed at any given time?
Here's an important legal distinction. The witness acknowledges Lindsay was typically prescribed only 2 or 3 medications at a time, which may counter any suggestion that she was overwhelmed by an unusually large number of prescriptions. In court, even seemingly small facts like this can completely change how jurors view the bigger picture.
It wouldn't be terribly surprising, no.
Now, on November 16th, 2022, did Lindsay visit South Shore Hospital?
Yes.
Okay. And why did she go to the South Shore Hospital that day?
I believe that day was because she basically went 48 hours without sleeping.
And was she having heart palpitations?
I think so, yeah.
Were you aware that she had taken a weed gummy that day?
I don't recall.
And are you aware that she didn't tell medical staff at the hospital when describing her symptoms and her medication that she left out that she had used marijuana?
Now the questioning shifts toward medical disclosures. If a patient doesn't report everything they've taken, such as marijuana, it can affect how doctors interpret symptoms and choose treatment. Whether that omission ultimately matters in this case is for the jury to decide, but you can see why both sides are paying close attention to every detail.
I wasn't with her, so I don't know what she talked about at the hospital.
So she drove herself to the hospital?
She did.
And she drove herself home from the hospital then? Is that correct? Now, during this time frame between September and November of 2022, are you still participating in activities as a family?
Between November and December?
Between September and November?
Yeah.
Okay. And what types of things were you doing?
We celebrated Halloween. I don't really remember what else, but I think we were doing things regularly.
Do you recall going to an event with food trucks?
Yeah.
And do you recall going to an event in November where there were trains to ride with the kids?
Yeah.
So we have the photo from the food truck event, this is exhibit 3. And the photo from the train event is exhibit 4. 3 and 4 somewhere. Can they publish?
You may.
So exhibit 3 is this Lindsay, Cora, and Callan at that event.
Yeah.
And exhibit 4, this Lindsay with all 3 kids at that event in November.
Yeah.
Did you have plans for Thanksgiving that year?
Yeah.
What were your plans?
I believe the order was we went to Wallingford where her parents lived in the week before, and then the week after we went to my sister's house.
And where did your sister live? What town?
South Hamilton.
And that was a week after Thanksgiving, is that right, correct?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was.
And is this a photo from Thanksgiving at your sister's house?
Yes.
I could have this photo marked as exhibit 5, I believe.
All right, that may be marked.
Exhibit 5. Showing you what's been marked. Exhibit 5. Is this Lindsay here on the left?
Yes.
And are those your sisters in the photo with her?
That's one of my sisters and my sister-in-law.
Okay. And have they coordinated outfits for the day? The shirts?
Yeah, I think my sister did.
The courtroom has now moved from prescription records to something much more personal: family photographs and holiday memories. This isn't random. Attorneys often use these moments to humanize the people involved and give jurors a clearer picture of what life looked like behind the headlines. Did these photos change your perspective on the testimony so far?
What was Lindsay's demeanor that day?
She was in rough shape.
Rough shape?
Yeah.
How so?
She wasn't talking much. She had low energy. She was really depressed. I just remember when she showed up, my sister-in-law gave her a big hug.
And she was able to get through dinner, eat dinner with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. She interacted with people, is that correct?
I would say very little, but to some degree, sure.
And she took care of the kids with you while she was there?
We both took care of the kids together.
You mentioned earlier that your wedding anniversary is in December, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you recall going out for your anniversary on December 3rd, 2022, going into Boston?
No, we didn't go out.
You don't recall arranging for a massage for Lindsay and then going to the Omni Parker house and going out to dinner that night?
And that's another subtle but significant moment. The witness directly contradicts the suggestion that the couple celebrated their anniversary with a special outing. Small discrepancies like these may seem minor, but in a courtroom they can become focal points for credibility. As this testimony continues, watch closely. Every answer could either reinforce or challenge the narrative each side is trying to build.
No, December 3rd, 2022, we stayed home.
You stayed home, okay.